There was a time when Hollywood shimmered differently. A time when charm wasn't filtered and charisma didn't need an algorithm. These men defined style, grace, and magnetism across decades. Let's journey through the 70s and 80s and see how these timeless icons have aged like fine wine.
John Reno, 77 years old.
From the heart of France, his calm intensity in Leon, the professional made the world pause. Age only deepened that quiet strength in his eyes. Michael Keaton, 74 years old. Before superhero universes exploded, he was Batman, witty, unpredictable, and eternally magnetic. Jeff Goldblum, 72 years old. The man who made eccentricity fashionable. Every gesture, every smirk, effortlessly captivating. Bill Murray, 75 years old. From Ghostbusters to Lost in Translation, he redefined cool with humor and heart. Liam Neeson, 73 years old. The voice, the presence, powerful yet gentle. He taught a generation that strength comes in silence. Jeff Daniels, 70 years old. Brilliant and grounded, whether in comedy or drama, his boyish honesty never fades. John Malkovich, 71 years old. Unpredictable genius. Every performance feels like a secret whispered only to you. Alfred Molina, 72 years old. From stage to screen, his charisma spans continents and genres alike. David Duchovny, 64 years old. The mysterious charm of the X-Files still lingers. Age hasn't dimmed that half-smile. Pierce Brosnan, 72 years old. Smooth, elegant, effortlessly Bond. Even today, he defines the word gentleman. Hugh Grant, 64 years old. The stammering charm that melted hearts in Notting Hill still lives on in every grin. Tim Allen, 72 years old. Comedy's everyman. His warmth still feels like home after all these years.
Jean-Claude Van Damme, 64 years old.
The muscles from Brussels. Discipline, drive, and determination in human form. Steven Tyler, 76 years old. Rock's wild heart. Time hasn't tamed his fire. It only made him louder. Peter Stormare, 72 years old. A character actor with depth and mystery. His face tells stories even without words. Russell Crowe, 60 years old. From gladiator to poet, his rugged strength has softened into timeless wisdom. Dennis Quaid, 71 years old. Always the charming rebel, his smile still carries that mischievous spark. Woody Harrelson, 63 years old. Playful, fearless, and free-spirited, his energy refuses to age. Jackie Chan, 71 years old. The man who turned action into art, a legend of movement and heart. Andrew McCarthy, 62 years old. The soft-spoken soul of the Brat Pack, still gentle, still magnetic.
Antonio Banderas, 65 years old.
The voice, the gaze, the passion, Spain's eternal heartthrob. Steven Seagal, 72 years old. Mysterious, stoic, and unforgettable, a martial arts icon who left his mark. Chevy Chase, 81 years old. The king of dry humor, time couldn't dull that mischievous grin. Sean Penn, 64 years old. A force of nature, intensity and artistry fused into one man. David Lee Roth, 70 years old. Rock's electric smile, the frontman whose energy still shakes the room. Judd Nelson, 65 years old. The rebel from The Breakfast Club, forever frozen in cinematic memory. Robert Plant, 76 years old. Golden hair, golden voice, the spirit of Led Zeppelin lives on in him. Michael J. Fox, 64 years old. From Back to the Future to present day, his optimism inspires generations. Richard Dean Anderson, 75 years old. The man who made Brains the new Brawn, the unforgettable MacGyver. Richard Beymer, 87 years old. From West Side Story to now, a timeless face that carries Hollywood's golden glow. Timothy Dalton, 78 years old. The most refined Bond, elegance meets quiet danger. Dolph Lundgren, 67 years old. Scientist, fighter, icon, still standing tall both literally and metaphorically. Ed Harris, 74 years old.
Intensity personified. Those eyes still hold entire stories within them.
Mark Harmon, 73 years old. Steady, strong, effortlessly charming, the face of American television's quiet power. Mickey Rourke, 72 years old. Once the bad boy, always the enigma. His face tells 1,000 lives. Kevin Costner, 70 years old. A storyteller, a dreamer, and the face of America's cinematic heartland. Elliott Gould, 86 years old. Distinctive voice, irresistible wit, the original definition of cool. Kurt Russell, 74 years old. From Escape from New York to The Hateful Eight, he's aged like pure adventure. Mel Gibson, 69 years old. Bold, fearless, and forever unforgettable on screen. Denzel Washington, 70 years old. Grace, discipline, excellence, the very essence of timeless class. Richard Dreyfuss, 77 years old. The man who made intellect charismatic. Still sharp, still magnetic. Martin Sheen, 84 years old. The steady presence of an era. His voice still echoes through Hollywood's halls. Anthony Hopkins, 87 years old. A living legend. His performances are poetry carved into time. Robert De Niro, 82 years old. From tough streets to timeless art, De Niro remains cinema royalty. Warren Beatty, 87 years old. The golden boy of classic Hollywood, still elegant and mysterious. Al Pacino, 85 years old. Intensity personified. Decades later, that fire still burns bright. Christopher Walken, 81 years old. No one moves, speaks, or smiles quite like him. Utterly unique. Harvey Keitel, 85 years old. Grit and grace in equal measure, a master of understated power. Sylvester Stallone, 78 years old. The fighter who never stopped climbing, a symbol of endurance itself. Jon Voight, 86 years old. From Midnight Cowboy to modern classics, his presence never fades. Jeff Bridges, 75 years old. The dude abides, still soulful, still effortlessly cool. Mark Hamill, 73 years old. The boy who became a Jedi and an icon for generations. Bruce Willis, 70 years old. From skyscrapers to space, he's the face of Hollywood resilience. Dustin Hoffman, 88 years old. A genius of transformation, each decade a new masterpiece. John Travolta, 71 years old. From disco lights to cinematic flight, his charm remains intact. James Brolin, 85 years old. A silver-haired gentleman who wears time like a fine suit. Michael Douglas, 81 years old. Elegance and intellect fused into one of Hollywood's enduring kings. Jack Nicholson, 88 years old. The grin that defined mischief, still larger than life. Robert Wagner, 95 years old. From television's golden age to today, a legend who never left the spotlight. Nick Nolte, 84 years old. Rugged charm meets quiet wisdom, a soul aged to perfection. Sam Elliott, 81 years old. That mustache, that voice, Americana carved into one man. Harrison Ford, 83 years old. From Han Solo to Indiana Jones, his legacy is pure adventure. Tom Selleck, 80 years old. The Hawaiian shirt, the mustache, timeless charisma that never left. Clint Eastwood, 95 years old. The cowboy, the director, the icon, a living monument to cinema itself. Michael Caine, 92 years old. The gentleman of gentlemen. Age has only refined his legendary grace. Richard Gere, 76 years old. Still effortlessly charming, still dancing between elegance and mystery. The faces may have changed, the hair may have turned silver, but the aura, the presence, remains. These men didn't just act, they shaped an era, taught us what it meant to be magnetic, and reminded us that true charisma never fades.